Let me ask you a question. What if the story, the phrase that you use is, I'm just being modest, is a story, just a story, but not the real reason? You brush off a compliment. You change the subject when someone points out something you're really, really good at. I did this. It's like, wow, Terry, you're really good at, you know, coming up with processes or talking to people or making them feel secure. And it's like, in it for a long time, I could not accept the attention, the recognition, not the attention, the recognition of doing something well, something I was good at, but you brush it off. You're being humble, or it makes you, like I said, it makes you feel really uncomfortable. But what if it's not a story of being humble? What if it's more of somewhere along the way, you may have learned that being seen didn't feel safe and uncomfortable. Maybe it felt like too much. And maybe you were making other people uncomfortable because you were so good at something and you could feel that they felt uncomfortable. It almost felt like they were rejecting you. So you thought you were doing something wrong, but you weren't. You were being you. I was being me. And it may have felt like too much, just too much to handle, too much to feel, just too many emotions. So you found the story of, I'm just going to be humble. I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to be really quiet about it. And I'm going to be kind of small. So no one really sees me and I feel okay about it. But is it really modesty or humbleness, or is it a habit that you have created in order to protect yourself? I know that was me. But what if we start to reframe this, and that story that you've been telling yourself for so long, it's not a fact about who you are. And we can start looking about where it came from and let's find out who you really are. And that's what this 4-week intensive starts out with. What is that story? Is it a story? Is it a fact? Is it a story you created to protect yourself and to be small so no one really saw you and the gifts that you really had? If this resonates with you in any way, sign up for the 4-week one-on-one container. We look at these stories. I look at these stories with you in a very safe and private environment. And we can start breaking down those stories one bit at a time in a very safe pace for you. You dictate the pace, because what we don't want is for you to get overwhelmed. So it's a 4-week program. It's a one-on-one. And this is where we can start. And we can start to set these stories down, and let's reframe with real facts. This opens on September 9th, and I will put a link in the bottom, and I will put a link in my bio. I think there's a link in my bio already, and you can sign up. DM me, respond, ask me questions, but let's start reframing that story, and you can discover who you are here to be.